You don't have time to dig through 5 different folders just to see which student gets which accommodation. Teachers get IEP and 504 info one student at a time, but nobody gives you a way to track all of them in one spreadsheet. So today we're building a single checkbox-based tracker in Excel that shows every student and every support at a glance. And you can download it for free down below to follow along. You can also use it in Google Sheets. But even if you're not in education, this setup works for tracking attendance, services, medical needs, or anything you manage with check marks. If you want more spreadsheet tools you can actually use, hit subscribe and comment down below which template I should build next. So let's start with a clean page, add some green background color, then change my row height to 20, and then make the row height of the row 2 bigger because we are going to have our accommodations right here. So then I can also make my column A to some padding with making the column width 1. This way the table looks kind of cleaner. And then the row 3 is basically my header where I can add some student names, eligibility, grade, and totals because I will be adding up all those check marks. And I also know that a lot of you don't really need the grade column since you only teach one grade, so you can skip this. So you can also specify how many rows you need, which is basically how many students you have. I will just add 100 just for an even number. Next up is then again to add some borders. I will use this teal color for my header, so I might as well use them for borders so everything looks cohesive. And then I will also obviously change my header, change the background to teal and the font color to this bluish white and make everything bolder. But then again, you can use your own colors. You can use it in black and white. Remember that you can still print everything in black and white even if you use colors. So then we usually have 6 groups of recommendations and each school has obviously slightly different accommodation and slightly different count of accommodations. But in my case, I just decided to stick with 10 for each group, so I'll have 60 overall. That is why I will just change the column widths of my 60 columns to 2.5 so that I can see all of them in one page. And after that, I will just split the columns by 10 and pick a different color for each group. Again, you can use your own colors and your own accommodations. So maybe you'll have 8 in one group, then 15 in another. So yeah, you can customize this as much as you want. And then I will just copy paste my list of accommodations, but each of you can have their own and then use this angled text so that we can read all of them without making our columns unnecessarily huge. Then, yeah, maybe add some borders for easier readability. And this is basically it for the layout. Now we only need to, yes, maybe add overall borders, so kind of it looks more put together. And after that, we need to add the checkboxes to all of those rows with the students and accommodations. And in new Excel, it's quite easy. You just go to insert checkbox. Now we only need some formulas. So for the eligibility, we would like to use the dropdown. So you have 2 options. You can just use data validations with a list that you type down, or you can make an extra table, which is what I'm gonna do. So it would be easier to customize in the future without like adding anything to the data validation list inside of Excel, just add it to the table. So how we do that? First, I will copy paste the values from the original tables that I have. Again, if you don't have grade, you can use this column for something else or just skip it. So then I'll just highlight every cell in C, then go to data, data validation list, and then source, and just highlight the table that I made. And then I do the same for grade, highlight it, data, data validation, and then list, source, and then just highlight the part of the table where I have my grades. Now the only thing is missing is my totals formula. And how this works is that I only want the calculations to be made if B4, which is my student name, is not empty, because otherwise I will just have zeros everywhere. And if it's not empty, I just want to count all trues, because if the checkbox is clicked, then it is true. And I can then extend the formula for the whole table. And like I said, you can download this template completely for free from the link down below. And if you need any other templates, just send me a message or leave a comment down below. I do a monthly giveaways of the templates completely for free, so maybe you'll get lucky and next month I'm gonna make a template specifically for you. Have a great day. Goodbye.